Tefilah and Birkat Kohanim, Chapter 11, Perek Yud Aleph. Kol makom sheyesh b'asar miYisrael tzarich lahachin lehem bayis sheyikonsu by the Tefilah b'chol eis Tefilah u'makom zeh nikrad beis haknesses. Whenever the 10 Yidden live, or wherever 10 Yidden live, it's necessary to establish a place for them to congregate for davening at the time of each davening. The the inhabitants of the city can force each other to construct a shul and to purchase scrolls containing the Torah, Nevi'im, and Ksuvim. When a shul is being built, it should be built only at the highest point of the city. She cries at the head of the public places. Should be built so that its height exceeds that of the other buildings in the city. It says, to lift up this house of our Hashem. And the entrance to the shul should only be on the east. And those who camp before the sanctuary of the east. In the heichal, we build the heichal where you put the sefer Torah. The heichal should be constructed in the direction to which the people pray in the city. That they will face the heichal when they stand to daven. A platform is placed in the center of the hall, so that one who reads the Torah, one who gives sermons, can stand on it, so that all the others will hear him. When one positions the teva, which contains the Torah, one should position it in the center of the hall, in the direction of the heichal and facing the people. How do people sit in the shul? The elders sit facing the people with their backs towards the heichal. All the people sit row after row, each row facing the back of the row before this. All the people face the sanctuary, the elders in the teva. When the leaders of the congregation stands to daven, he stands on the ground before the teva facing the sanctuary like others. Hey, shuls and houses of study should be treated with respect. They should be swept clean and mopped. The Jews of Spain, the West, Babylon, and Eretz Yisrael are accustomed to light lamps in the shul, spread mats over the floor to sit on it. The European communities, they sit on the chairs. You're not allowed to have any lightheadedness in these places. For example, jest, frivolity, idle conversation, idle talk, etc. You don't eat there, you don't drink there, do not use it for a benefit, you don't stroll there, you can't go in the rain. If it's hot, you can't go in there to cool off in the rain as well. The sages and the students are permitted to eat and drink in the shul because of the difficulty observing the Isser would cause them. It's forbidden to calculate accounts the shul unless the accounts are connected with the mitzvah, for example, the collection of charity, the redemption of captives, or the like. You must be them behind Allah Hesper shall not became sheer from Hesper did a chacham eir shkalam scabs and boy miglalom. Eulogies should not be recited inside them, except the eulogy that involves many of the inhabitants of the city. For example, if there are a eulogy of the great sages of the city for which all the people together come together. The basic Knesset and the basic Medrash Nepsachim Yasenika Pandrayo. She comes to Pesach Savi. It's a Pesach she connected to the Karvaderach. She also the Karas Ban or the Remitzel. If the shul or the basic Medrash has two entrances, one should not use it for a shortcut. For example, to enter through one entrance and leave through the other entrance to reduce time, unless it's for the Remitzel. Test Mishit Rav the Kanas the basic Knesset the Knesset. If a person has to go into shul and call a child or a friend, he should read a pasuk or so that he will not have entered a shul for his personal reasons only. But if he doesn't know how to read, then he should ask the child to do it. He should not wait a little bit and then go. He's sitting in a shul is also a mitzvah. It says, happy are those who dwell in their house. He said, that's the Pesach. She connected to the Karav. Said that a person who enters a shul to daven, the study is permitted to leave by the opposite door to shorten his way. We're to learn the Kanas of his Knesset, but Machlim and Olim and Dos Avik it's permitted to enter a shul holding a staff, wearing your shoes, wearing only garments, or the dust on his feet. If he needs to spit, he can spit in the shul. But the Nissis about the Midrash is to trust in him, shuls and houses studied that have been destroyed remain as holy as can be inferred from the pasuk, like it says about Shemaisis Mikdashechem, even though they are destroyed, they remain holy. So you have to honor it, just even if it's destroyed. Except Marbitzin, you don't have to sweep it or mop it. If grass grows in them, it should be pulled out and left there so that it will be seen by the people in the hopes that will rouse the spirits of rebuilding. One should not tear down a shul in order to build another in its place or another in place. You build another, then you strip. Maybe there'll be an endless, but even they won't build it. I feel the supply. One should build a new wall next to the old one, and then tear down the old wall. When there's a supply, if the foundations are not ruined or the walls are not leaning, we should not look sick. So you have a leap on nice we had. But if it was destroyed immediately, efforts should be rebuilt to be done immediately throughout the day and night, less times become difficult and it remains destroyed. More turret. You're allowed to make a show basic medrash also allows to say basic Knesset, but from a basic medrash you can't make a show. So this basic medrash is a serious to basic Knesset Mal B'Kadesh for no reason, because it's higher, and the din is that Mal B'Kadesh Dimnikin Ish Machur basic Knesset Yishlam Likas B'Davav V'Tevav. They sold an ark. They sold the basic Knesset. They had to purchase an ark with the proceeds. Machur Yishlam Tlidach V'Damav V'Tbachas. They take the Sefer Tefilah. They should buy a Sefer Tefilah. Machur V'Tbachas. I took Lechem Dam of Chamushim. Machur Chamushim. Lechem Dam of Sefer Tefilah. Im Machur Sefer Tefilah and Lechem Dam of Al Sefer Tefilah Achar. Shesham Kedush Lamar with the Sefer Tefilah. Chem with the Rassam. Highest level is the Sefer Tefilah. V'chenim Gova Amayis Livnei Space Amadash Livnei Space Knesset of the Steva. With Pachas V'Tefilah Sefer Tefilah B'Rassal Shanesi Kol Mashagovo. Im Misham Leis Elam Kedush L'Kal Kedush L'Gamor Menabel. Im also Mashagovo Lasses V'Sim Misham Leis Meis V'Chal Mashirza. If they want to, if they collected money to build a shul or a study house, to purchase an ark, a mantle, or in the case, Torah scroll and desire to change the purpose for which all the funds have been originally collected is to prevent the change the purpose for which the funds will be used except for a matter of lesser sanctity to one of greater sanctity. However, if the congregation accomplished the purpose for which they had originally collected the funds and may use the remainder for whatever they desire. The whole thing basic lessons, Birkat all the components of the shawl are considered like the shawl itself. The curtain hanging before the ark is considered like the mantle of the Torah scroll. The condition was made concerning them, and the rest of the condition are binding. As well, one short to limit basic knesses, like for the shul kvarnim, which is a village of Shler, so Allah das be a kvarn of Adam Shila have the spell by Shemas to Kul Machamutin. However, basic knesses, Krach and Hail, das call on Shel Elam, Nas, Shel be spell by Kobal, Din Nasser Shul, Kul Shul, in Mechan Lesan Elam. A shul in the metropolis, since it was constructed for the sake of all the people in the world, so that anyone who comes to that country can come and pray in it, considered as the property of the entire Jewish people, it can never be sold. The inhabitants of the village who desire to sell their shul in order to build another shul, the money or to buy an ark or Torah scroll with the money may establish as a condition for the sale that the purchaser not use the building for a bathhouse, leather works or a mikvah or the laundry. For a bathhouse, a leather work or mikvah, at the time of the seven officials of the community made a condition of their presence. The entire community of the purchaser will be allowed to use the building for the above purchase he made. Seven officials of the community made a condition of the presence of the entire community that after the community accomplished the purpose for which they sold the shul, the remainder of the funds could be used for mundane purposes. The Thus, after the money has been used for building another shul, for purchasing an ark or a mantle or a case for the Torah scroll, or Torah scroll, the remainder may be used for mundane purposes in accordance with the conditions, and may be used for whatever they please. If all the inhabitants of the city and the majority of them accept the authority of a single individual, whatever actions he takes in regards to the shul are binding, he may sell the shul, leave it as a gift alone as he sees fit, they establish whatever conditions he desires. Just as it's permitted to sell a shul, it's permitted to give it away as a present. The community not receive any benefit for giving as a gift, they will not have given it. Cannot be rented or cannot be given as security. Where shuls being torn down so that they can be rebuilt, it's permitted to sell the bricks, timber, so exchange them or give them as a gift. However, it's forbidden to lend them since their sanctity only departs in return for money or benefit which is equivalent to money. I'll be shown Mispal Bay Batanis and my mother's Misha Kibitzrab in Beltik Nisis, Michelnisa and Bekdusham Nishu, Arab Lainik Tefilah. All the people daven in the cities, main street on fast days and my mother's because too many people gather to fit within the shul. The street does not possess any quality or sanctity because praying there is only a temporary measure. It's not established as a place of davening. Similarly, buildings and courtyards where people gather to daven do not possess any measure of sanctity because they were not designated for davening alone. People pray within them as a temporary measure, as a person prays within his home. Hilchos Tefilah and Birkat Kohanim, chapter 12. Moshe Rabbeinu Tikadan Yisrael Shirkir Matira B'Rambam Shabbos U'B'Shini B'Chamisha B'Shachos K'Dish L'Yishu Sh'Yom L'Yishu Ezel Torah. Moshe ordained that the Yidden should teach the Torah or read the Torah on the Shabbos, Monday and Thursday, so that people would never have 3 days without hearing the Torah. As it didn't show, creating came in Mincha B'Chol Shabbos, Yishu Kronis. As ordained that the Torah should be read during the Mincha service on the Shabbos because of the shopkeepers. He made it the canon that on Mondays and Thursdays 3 people should read from the Torah, so they shouldn't read the 3 psukim. Those are the days that we read the Torah publicly. First of all, b'Shabbosis u'Medim Rosh Chodesh, and b'Tenis b'Chanukah b'Purim, and b'Shini b'Chamishi Shavuot Shavuot v'Im after b'Levim el b'Shabbosis Yom Tov b'Tisha B'Av b'Avad. That Torah is read only in Shabbos, festivals, and Tisha B'Av. He came b'Tenis b'Tzibur B'Chas B'Asar Nashim. The Torah is never read in public in the presence of fewer than 10 adult free men. And v'Ein Kedim B'Chas B'Asar Psukim. There's no fewer than 10 psukim read. Vayidaber Elam and Aminyan. Vayidaber is counted as one of them. V'loi Iyu Kedim B'Chas B'Shir Nashim. No fewer than 3 men should read. When beginning a passage from the Torah, one should read at least 3 psukim. In Meshayim, one should not conclude less than 3 verses from the conclusion of the passage. Each reader should not read fewer than 3 psukim. 3 will read 10 psukim, 2 read 3 psukim, and 1 4. It's praiseworthy regardless of whether the one who read 4 psukim was first, last, or in the middle. Each one of the readers opens the Sefer Torah and looks at the place from which he is to read. Then he says, Baruch Hashem Avinu, in them, Baruch Hashem Baruch Lamad, and then person reading the Torah is not allowed to begin reading until the congregation sees it responding Amen. If one made a mistake while reading, even regarding the careful pronunciations of a letter, the reader is forced to repeat the reading until he reads it correctly. One should read not 2. If one was reading and lost the ability to speak, he should replace him. He should begin from the place where the one who lost the ability to speak began and recite the blessing after concluding. The reader is not permitted to begin reading until the person of a greater stature within the community tells him to begin reading. Even the Chazan and the Gaber should not begin reading on their own initiative until the community as a whole, a person of greater stature, begins to read. Chazan reads from the Torah, another person should stand within him while he reads, just as the Chazan stands together with the other reader. The reader may skip from places like these examples. As long as he's not reading it by heart, as you're not allowed to read even 1 letter by heart. The issue of like the Shiyashim Term Pasuk should not wait long until than it takes for the translate later to translate one pasuk. Once Torah starts, also the sapper of filled with Ra'alach, you can't speak. I'll call Shem Rishis, you have to listen. It says that it says, Ozni Kalam, I'll say if I tell you, Oslas, Bisagnesses, even Aknesses, Bishash Shakir, you can't really show when the Bakir is reading. What to let us mean? Between men, between Aliyahs, you're allowed to Mishu Isa Batir Tam Vitera Samnase, Mutul Asa Batam Batera, Bashakira Keda Batera. Person who is constantly involved in learning Torah, a Torah's occupation is permitted to involve himself in Torah study while the Torah is being read. Imais Ezra Labush Yisham Turgum Tagma Amma Shakir Kir Batirik the Shirvin in Yaratvan. The time of Ezra it was customary that the translator would translate but to the people. Passages read by the reader of the Torah so that they would understand the subject matter. Kir Kir Pasuk Echem Bavad B'Shes that Shitagam Isa Turgum V'Chizer V'Kir Pasuk Sheni. The reader should read one pasuk alone and remain silent while the translator translates. Kir Rashi Lukas the Turgum Yisra Pasuk Echad. Readers are permitted to read the translator more than one pasuk at a time. In Ekar Rashi like we have the reader is not permitted to raise his voice above the translator. And I'm talking like we have Akira. In the Tagum Rashi the Targum on Sheikhla Pasuk Be'afir is to read the Akira Rashi the Grace Pasuk Acher or Sheikhla Targum Matanga Vehena Turgum Lishin Lelamed. He can't stand, he can't lean himself like Lelamed but the critter. Maybe get it to sit with the aim in Europe. Like Tagum to accept Ella all past to be by heart. In Akira Rashi the Sayal Turguman. We can't help the Targum Shlayer, right? Targum because of the Torah. They're going to say the Targum is written in the Torah. I cut the Targum already. Gadol. Cut the Targum. For Gadol, ain't covered Gadol. The Targum already cut, but the cutting to the Targum for Gadol is not respectful. They have a Targum Shnam Gathad, Allah, Kedevach, Targum. Two people should not serve as translators simultaneously. Rather, one person should read and one should translate. But they call me Gresham Targum, but not all do we translate. My Reuben. Birkat Kohanim Perek and Hayam Rachel Aaron and Aram Asrejam for the Pasuk of the Igaf Hashem Azam Kulin Mikran Valay Mitagmin and you read it but you don't translate it. I say Amnim Makashnema Amnim and Dominikra Valay Mitagmin. We don't translate. After Benavis Shadikish Batera Tchilu Afilish Psukim. Person who reads the Aftera, he has to read at least some Psukim, 3 Psukim. Chezer Kera Mashakar Lafanov. And he should not begin reading. He should read again the passages that had been written previously. The after Nava the Gal was said there. You should not begin reading the Torah until the scroll has been rolled close. Even if Esther Rechem Psukim, you should not read fewer than 21 Psukim. If the concept is completed in fewer psukim, he need not add more. If you read only 10 psukim without Torah translated, is sufficient even if the concept is not completed. True, you can skip from one to the other. You do not skip from Navi to Navi unless you're Masr. Actually, as long as it's not skip from the beginning to the end. Whenever one skips, one should not wait until that he takes the translator to complete the translation. Person reading from the prophets may read 3 psukim to the translator at one time. The translator translates one another. If the 3 psukim are 3 separate passages, the reader should read them to the translator only at one time. Master Benavi Mavor the fun of brachachas. The person who reads a Torah says one bracha. Bracha Hashem Benavim. And then he says our brachas. Bracha Shena is Chesem Bakel Anaman B'chol Dvarav. Shliach Chesem Ba Ben Yishlaim. Shliach is Chesem Ba Chmagin David. Devi is Chesem Ba. Yidusha Zim Kmish Chesem Tzvil Chenim B'chol Rosh Hashanah Liyis Shabbos Master Benavi Masker Shkadish Brakazu Tema Ish Masker B'Tfilah. Kamen how many readers are called to the Torah? B'Shabbos B'Shachar Yisrael Shivin 7. Yom Kippur B'Shisha. Yom Tim B'Shabbat Yom B'Chim Hem Al V'Sifim Lehem. You don't less, but you can add Rosh Chodesh Chodesh Meretz Ken Arba B'Shabbos Yom Kippur B'Chim Shniyom Sheni B'Chamisha Shel Chol Shana B'Chanukah Purim B'Shachar B'Mei Tanis B'Shachar B'Chim Shleisha. B'Chim B'Chim Zev B'Sifim Aleim. Each of the two Tzibur make call the Tzibur a woman should not read Torah publicly as a token of respect for the community. Maya knows how to read it and is aware of the one who is being blessed should be counted as one of the required numbers. Under says that Torah is counted as one of the required numbers. The leader of the congregation interrupted the Kaddish between the conclusion not included. There are only, if there is only one person in the community those that are read from the Torah should be called to the Torah, read the Sefer from the platform, return and read again a second, a third time, till he completes the number of aliyahs designated for that time. Chol kriya kriya me'elu kriya nishin rachel levi v'achal yisrael. Levi kriya levi yisrael. Many pashatu shafilu kein amaris kein mikristof nechacham gadol. Yisrael kein always goes first even before chacham gadol. Chamishu gadol mechaver b'chachma. V'chol hu l'shugadol b'chachma chaver kein mikris rachel shugadol sefatir netel shachma kneged akel. Therefore, even the person, the greatest stature of the community, can receive the concluded aliyah. When there are no priests present, Yisrael is called to the Torah. Levi should not be called up after. Levi, then Levi goes second time. Don't call another pasuk Shamim. You should possibly going to say the first one's puzzle. One Levi should not read from another Torah after another Levi. As others said, there is a blemish in the lineage of the first one. What is the order? The Torah is read after davening. Achar Tefilas Kol Yom Shish B'Tfilas Musa. Achar Tefilas Tzilas Shabbos Emer Kaddish then with Tefilah. And then we carry lechad l'natzir ve'elam v'kim v'tila. Ukshkim rachs t'shevatelim l'mkimei. And then you say Kaddish v'spal v'tfilas musa v'yom sheyesh ben mafter musa v'nagolim v'Kaddish k'red v'shala after. Say Kaddish before after v'yesh v'kim sh'nagolim v'Kaddish is after achar mafter. Achar mafter. Mincha shel Shabbos Yom Kippurim during mincha service the Shabbos Yom Kippur. Achar shignu shtef tzibur tefillah david v'sedayim emre. When you say Kaddish mitzvah v'tila v'il v'kin bein machzir v'im Kaddish v'spal mincha. V'chim v'tanis k'er v'mincha. And then v'achar v'im Kaddish v'spal tefillas mincha v'yim tefillah nagol l'kisma mincha. Chav beis v'yim she'in b'y musav k'shigim tefillah shabbos emre Kaddish mitzvah v'tila v'kin bein machzir v'imre Kaddish v'achar v'im tefillah david v'sedayim k'tef she'im mincha v'imre Kaddish b'chol yistarm. Afterwards he recites Kaddish and the people depart. Ein kenim b'chumashim v'atikdesism from kvedat tzibur. It's not proper to read from chumashim. It shows as a token of respect for the community. Again, sefatir b'tzibur neish tirach hatzibur shleyatriach aleim l'esan imnim akshilu sefatirah. Torah school should not be rolled from one portion to another portion in the presence of the community because of the difficulty it would cause the people, forcing them to remain standing while the Torah scrolls being rolled. Therefore, if it's necessary to read two separate concepts, Torah scrolls are taken out. One person should not read one concept from two Torah scrolls. As people say that the first Torah scroll was invalid, therefore they read from the second. When the person rolls a Torah scroll closed, he should roll it from the outside. When he ties it, he should tie it from the inside. He should leave the stitching in the center so it will not rip. Action met Sivitera, Akash Karen Bram, Malichanis and Bias, Aklas near in at Rashlas, Achits, Sivitera, with the Lavois, and the Makashua Stanley. Place of the Torah scroll is taken from the shul to another room where this captive congregation is not allowed to leave until the Torah scroll is taken. It should accompany it, following it to the place where it's kept. Tefilah and Birkat, chapter 13, Aleph. I'm meaning a pasha b'chol Yisrael from a student to the B'Shanaches. The common custom in Klal Yisrael is to finish the Torah once a year. As soon as Shabbos after Chagasukos v'Kerem b'Seder Bereshis, we begin the Shabbos after the Sukkot festival, being Bereshis b'Shniya El Tidus b'Shtishis Yemer Shavuot Avram and v'Kerem v'Ilchal HaSeder Zeh. We read so on and so forth. Atragim Masatir B'Chagasukos until we conclude the Torah Chagasukos. Some people finish the Torah in 3-year cycle. This is not a widely accepted custom. As a typical of social cream college or sefer Birkat Kohanim Perek, which mission Torah Kohanim Perek as an instituted practice of having the Yidden read curses found in Vayikra before Shavuos and a mission Torah before Rosh Hashanah. We read the parsha of Matan Torah, Kohanim Matzers before Matan Torah. Sorry, B'Midbar parsha B'Midbar before it says. And as Samnon Achatish or Atom Savakid or Shoshana Savasar Kedem Pesach Shoto. Figurisha was which the Shafas Shinai Stavia Ishak is deal with this theatre. Zero Casing Barb syndicates about this Shlemo Shanavakura. You could always start May Nasan. That will be complete in the year, and the story will be read at the appropriate times. Malcolm Shawaf seeking Shabbos, Rashafas Shamkir, Merlin Chabashin, Hamisha Shabbos Abba. The point of the Torah with the Shabbos morning reading was completed. The reading began on the Shabbos afternoon, on Monday and Thursday, on the following Shabbos. Details some Shabbos to Shana Karen, Shabbos to the British, Mincha Karen, the Telas Lech. So, suddenly, it's a hang, Bishin, Michel, the Hen, the Shabbos, above the Shabbos, still middle to this, and the kids into several dozen Karen called Shana, I've seen the whole Shabbos, but now we may in we read after the Kain of the Parsha. Rosh Hashanah on the Shchedish, on Rishon Kedesh from Sava, Sheni Kez of Kedal, Pasik Gimosh Kedesh, Shnim Sekum Shachar, the Shishar Parsha, Shipsakim. He goes back, so there should be these 3 Shabbos. This is Kedesh, Shipsakim, Shishir, Sheni. We have a Shabbos, we really Kedel, Rosh Hashanah, Im Chol, Rosh Hashanah on this Shabbos. But see Shni, Swavel Shabbos, Bechel Kain, basically there. This is Shabbos, Sheni Kedel, a Mash of Rosh Hashanah. After carrying the Shkedish, Martin, the Shannon, Shkedish, Bashad. Rish Sana, Rish Kedish, of Holis Bershavas, I still a hot check on the Shannon. Son and after Rish Kedish, Holis Bershab, Bershav, I still Shabbos of Panov, you know, him some Kedish Kola, Likish, Potato, Pesach, the Rotiv, Sam, the Rotiv. Start with a positive thing and conclude with a positive matter. After the Zia Kerdition at Sremus Elam, Asheni is Misker Elam ad Yakivil, Vashtishim Yakivil ad Yar Shamayinas. What do you mean by Yar Shamayinas ad Ilu Faho, Fishes and Ilu Faho, ad Kias al Shwaveli, Vashishim Michias Shamayin, I said, I should have another paste skin. Bob Binyan is elimination. He called the Shiaxada on the Chuva. Why do we see at these points? Because these people are rebuked. One is that they should motivate the people to repent. But the eight psukim like conclusion of the Torah may be read in a shul of fewer than 10 people. Al shall call to him mission Piagua room Mashram. Shehaim Achris mission I stand with the Hotel Yochadi. Yes, the part of the Kedusha Tefilah says they appear to have been said that after Moshe's death there are different difference permissible for an individual to read them. Klali Shabbateres Kingdom Ein Mafsikin Ben Ella Echad Keda Isin Maskal Parchal Pasuk Shulfim Masayim Pasuk Shalfanim. The curses in Teres Kingdom should not be interrupted. Rather, a single person should read them and then entirely. You should begin with the Psukim preceding them and conclude the Psukim following them. The Klali Shemush Natira and Russell Lipsik Ben Pesach for Nogu Ka'am. So Lipsik Ben Ella Echad Keres. The curses may be interrupted if one desires. However, the people have already adopted the custom of not interrupting this reading. Rather, a single person reads them in their entirely. The cycle of Torah's reading is interrupted by the festivals of Yom Tov and Kippur. On these occasions, we read a passage that concerns the festivals and not Shabbos. Yom Tov they should read. Also, in Yom Tov, Yom Tov, V'Shem V'Deshem Yom Yisrael B'chol Meid. Also, it's on each festival to ask and explain the subjects pertaining to Yom Tov. Mayan Keda would read Pesach Parshas Medish Teres Kenim Parnago Amlikris B'Yemadishin Rishfu Kulachem Aftin Megum Pesach Gilgal. And Yom Tov Sheni Shadei Kesem after Pesach Yishiel. Shlishi Kaisti Kol B'Cher B'Levi Kesef Tal B'Chamishi P'Sadacha Shishu Yasu B'Nei Yisrael Asap Pasap Amedi B'Yim Tov Acherim V'Yi B'Shalach Sebashida Ad Ki Ani Hashem Lefefam Aftin Medaber David Mashmini called B'Chil Aftin Adiyim V'Yi Batzes Kedim B'Shiv Shulas Minik Pashkish Kedim Yom Tov Shem B'Chayidish Shlish Aftin B'Rakov B'Shini Kedim B'Shiv Medis Kol B'Chav Aftin B'Chabak B'Shishah Kedim Chidish Shvu B'Chad Chidish Minik Pashkish Kedim B'Yom Vishin Shem Pokat T'Salam Aftin V'Yihi Ish Echad Ma'aram Husayim Sheni Kedim V'Lekin Misa Savram Aftin Ben Yaakov Yefraim B'Yom Kippur B'Shas Kedim Akler Meis Aftin K'Yamar Ramanis B'Lchi Kedim Ba'Reish Se B'Acher Meis K'Tish Yishkevi Kolel Komishinishal B'Achas B'Haviyax. Why do we read the Areis? Forbidden relations, or that anyone who has violated one of these sins will remember, become embarrassed, and repent. Shishi Kedim B'Tidim After Vienna, the third person who reads from the Torah recites the book of Vienna as the Haftarah. Sukkos B'Shnei Yomim Tevim Rishonim Kedim Parshas Midav Shish Kesef Hayes Maftim B'Yom Rishon Hini Yim Baal Hashem B'Yom Sheni V'Kol Al Melech Slema Yom Tov B'Achin Kedek Kol B'Chirim Maftim V'Yu Chalei Slema Machar Kedem. This is a bracha Maftim V'Yom B'Shlema V'Yish Mish Maftim V'Yachim Meis Meisha Shem Misacha Kedem B'Karbalas Chal Ketem B'Cholim Yim B'Chal Shamed Kirish Te Parshas B'Yom Shish Yishu Chal Shamed Kirish Aken V'Yom Sheni V'Lei Kedem V'Yom Shlifu V'Yisrael Kedem V'Yom Shlishi V'Levi Chezor Kedem V'Yom Sheni V'Yom Shlishi Chim Addition, Shu Sheni Shashne Chala, Shamil Kedem V'Yom Shlishi V'Yom Telvi, Aval Darazah B'Chol, On the fourth day, which is the second day of Chalamei, we read same as pattern has fallen all the other days. B'Chol Yem B'Yem Yom Tiv Mechim B'Yem Kippurim, B'Shuvi Yem Pesach B'Sishni Svarim B'Shavas Tegan Tu Svarim B'Shavas. Hirschin Kedem B'Ela An Yen Ani Yenye Shaman Rashini Kedem Ben Carbon Isa Yem B'Chomish B'Chudim B'Kedem Yonin Carbon Shum After Nabi B'Chol Yem Shvetish Niswarim B'Shleisha and Mitzu Zachazah Kishim Machzer Solution Emer Kaddish and Mitzvah Sheni take it out Kaddish Oguz Machzer Isa Akhir Emer Kaddish Karmelish and Migo Pasha Emer Kaddish Achak Shkir and Mashlam after Nabi. We have mentioned above that the common custom is to recite Kaddish after the reader always reading at all times, and then to recite after from the prophets. Shabbos Shachalis B'Chol Shamed B'Yom Pesach M'Sugos Kedim B'Yis Shabbos Renat Emer Elaim Aftin Pesach At Samis Sayyavishis B'Chol B'Sichachag B'Yom Beigeg B'Chalaka B'Yom Rishon Kedim Birkas Kedim At Sef Carbon No Maklo Carbon B'Yom Rishon B'Yom Sheni Kedim Carbon Nasi Shikah B'Sheni V'Chel Ad Yom Shmini B'Yom Shmini Kedim At Sef Carbonus at Sifasedim Aftin B'Shabbos B'Chalaka B'Neres Zchaya Ma'yishti Shabbos B'Chalaka Aftin B'Shabbos Shem Neres Zchaya Z'Neflin Neres Slema B'Kebin Yachalaku Shvatzam Navi B'Punim Kedim B'Shachas Z'Adam Malik B'Tisha B'Av Kedim B'Shachas Kiseli B'Anam Master B'Isif Asifim No Hashem B'Wilch Kedim B'Chal Meshach Sharim Atanis B'Shar Atanis Shabasan Mashir Lavisini Kedim B'Shachas Menach Alishin Kedim B'Chal Meshach Ab'Sagam B'Keshin B'Zizh B'Zalacha Ad Ashani Seimach Tanis Shivez Nis Asum Nation Stars Pain Batsiris whatever kids about Ken Brachas Kolel Yeshua Ami Kolel Kishikmal Isam on the fast day that I declared about the community because of difficulties like famine. The plague we read. These are the people who repent and humble their hearts when they hear them. These Maftin Kedim Tishabam B'Shalish Shabbos we do it Chafetz Chasman the three Shabbos for Tishabam to read. After Thursday, Chacham Shabbos Shem Maftim Devi Yom Shnia Skazin Yeshir Shinzei Techa Yisrael Zena and Shabbos Shachar Tisha B'Av Maftirin L'Chacham U'Nachawami. And Kosh Shbenin Lias Maftirin L'Chamas Yishiyah Macha Tisha B'Av Rosh Hashanah Shabbos from the Shal Yom Kippur Maftirin Shu Yisrael. Shabbos after Tisha B'Av we read Nachamu. It's common custom in our cities to read the comforting prophecies of She'il and Haftarahs from Tisha B'Av until Rosh Hashanah. The Shabbos in Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur we read Shu Yisrael as the Haftarah. Rosh Chodesh other Chalis per Shabbos Kein Parshas Shkolem Maftirin B'Yod and Kein. Kein Chol Rosh Chodesh other Lias B'Sech Shabbos. Here the Shabbos Maftirin Kein B'Shabbos Shel Fano Parshas Shkolem. V'Sheni Kein Azafar Maftirin Birkat Yisasher Asa Malik. Eze Hi Shabbos Shniach Kol Shechol B'Varim Lias B'Sech V'Afilu B'Her Shabbos. Shishi Kein Paradam Maftirin V'Zaraf Lechem Eze Hi Shabbos Shlish Yismuch L'Chadvis. Revis Kein Achidish Azadam Maftirin V'Yishin Achidish. Basically, Revis Koch Cholis Chodesh Nisan Lias B'Sech V'Afilu B'Her Shabbos. Shabbos of the week when Rosh Chodesh Nisan falls, even though it falls on Friday. Nimsas Imrish Pam Shtia of Sagam Shabbos Shnia Imrish Shnia Lishtishis. Thus, there will be at times when there's an interruption between the first of the Shabbos and the second, or between the second and the third. Pam Shtia of Sagam Rishin Lishnia Rishin Lishnia. Times will be two interruptions between the first two and the second two. Between the two and three, I will Lishtishis. Please, same of second. Kol Parsha Marba Parsha Zelu Lecha Kida Issa B'Sefer Sheni. Apashkir Siddur is the Shabbos of Siddur Shitz edition. Each of these four passages should be read from another Torah scroll after reading the Sedra or the Shabbos from the scroll that was taken out for a scholar Friedrich. Other, at least, per Shabbos, we say there is per Shabbos, B'Vat L'Tzav, Kurish, Yishuvat L'Tzavas, V'Sisik, Yachishis, V'Ashvi, Yachishis, V'Krim, V'Chitisa, V'Sisik, V'Mah, you say there is a Shabbos, Sisa, Asma, Kirin, Shisham, V'Kisisa, V'Akol, Shvi, V'Chizer, Kiri, V'Sivir, V'Chitisa, Ad, V'Sisik, Yachishis. Chof, Gimel Shchiddish, other Shchiddish per Shabbos, we say Shtishis from Tikka 3. Originally created by Seder, Yom Hasheni created by Shchiddish, Hashnish created by Kisisa. Shchiddish Nish Shchiddish per Shabbos, we say Shtishis from created in Seder, Yom Hasheni, Shchiddish, Hasheni, Shchiddish, B'Shtishi. Shchiddish, Shchiddish per Shabbos, we say Shtishis from originally created by Seder, Yom Hasheni created by Shchiddish, Hashnish created by Chanukah Chodis, Lamsa Shabbos Shchiddish created by Shchiddish, Harvi created by Chanukah Avbi. Shalashemei called to the Kula B'chol Shabbos Tzibur Chayu Dikas Lazim B'chol Shalom B'Shavua Seder Shel Yisrael Shabbos Shnai Mikro V'Echet Targum. This is the famous Shnai Mikro Pasuk Shem B'Echet Targum Kei Shalosh Pamim Actually Rational Parshis to the Matzibur. If you know there's no Tirga or Targum, you say this Pasuk 3 times.